What's up, everybody? Day late and a dollar short. Hard pass sports coming at you. What's up, Remy?
What's up, man? What it do?
I see you and Roxy has shown up on time, ready to go.
She's already napping, bro.
She's like, you know what? It's that time.
Already nap time.
So, how you doing, man?
Dude, I'm living the dream, bud. Living the dream.
Want to apologize to A for putting it off a day and then also showing up 6 minutes late. So, it's been one of those days.
Hey, man, better late than never.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what my mom lives by. So,
Hey,
shout out Deborah.
there you go.
There
you go.
But yeah, so just been chilling, hanging out. Do you have a good weekend?
Amazing weekend. Amazing weekend.
Okay.
Busy, amazing weekend. Kirsten's wedding.
Shout out Kirsten.
Oh man, what a long weekend, but it was fun, man. I got off work on Friday, went and picked up her ring, drove up there, had the rehearsal dinner, got home at like 11:30. Woke up Saturday, got ready for the wedding, went and took pictures, went to the wedding, went to the reception, shut the bar down, like I do.
Shut it down.
Shut the bar down like I do. And then went to sleep. Woke up hungover as hell. Made my way home probably 1:30, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Fun weekend.
I'm jealous. Honestly,
Fun weekend.
Kirsten's like a little sister. I just sucks. I live all the way out in freaking Arizona, and it's hard for me to.
Dude, you got no excuses, bro. She had people from every corner of the planet show up to that.
No, I have excuses. I live in Arizona.
Yeah, some of her friends showed up from New Zealand, bro.
Hey,
it was wild.
Hey, listen, I love Kirsten.
It was wild, bro. I sat there. I'm like, Kirsten, you got people from like Europe. You got people from New Zealand. You got people from the Northeast. You got people from everywhere. I'm like, I can't get friends from the other side of Columbia to come hang out. It's like, yo, we're having a party. You live like 5 minutes away.
I think we need to address the elephant in the room. And you're looking at two very cleaned up gentlemen today. We do look a little different. Remy's got a fresh cut. He trimmed up the old goatee.
I wasn't. I felt like shit. I missed work on Monday. I had the worst headache all day Monday, dude. I'm old, bro.
You got a new cut?
Clean.
Your boy got a new cut. I'll go ahead and take the party in the front. Business in the front. Party in the back, baby. What are we saying?
Dude.
Mullet boy looking fresh, boy.
Sick as flow. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you have so many options. Mine are buzz cut or go a year without cutting it and see what happens.
Yeah, because that's what when I was talking to Camille about it, because I was doing the top. Joey, what's up, man? I appreciate it. So I was doing the top thing, and I was like, you know what, dude, it'd be cool if I just grew out a mullet. I am blessed with good hair genes to where the shit grows like that, dude. I mean, really, it's shit's growing not too long. So I'm pretty fired up about it. We got a cut today. Everybody was like, "Dang, bro, you got it flowing in the back." I'm like, you already know.
I'm happy for you. I really am.
As be a Luke Combs standing now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's what I sent you that damn thing. You sent me those AI pictures, and I sent you a thing back of Luke Combs. Bro, you got a little Luke Combs going.
Stop bragging to Remy.
It's not really bragging at this point. Yeah, I told him, I was like, I want you to cut it like way back. I want you to like,
hey, get back up in there.
Natural. I told him to cut it like this.
Oh, yeah. Your widow's that's not widow's peak. That's a new move.
I want it like I want a deep V. You know what I'm saying? It's like you wear a really loose shirt. I want that.
I tell you what, bro, the mullet's in, dude. The mullet's a look, bro.
I mean, I could grow a mullet. The issue is, the front don't come in quite like JR does. But I don't know how work would love me showing up with a mullet one day.
I asked Matt. Matt's my boss. Matt, what do you think about me showing up to work with a mullet? You do have great hair, Allison. Jesus, for him. I haven't seen that much real estate before. Oh my God. Let's go.
It's
That's
funny
hilarious.
because out of our friend group, I have most hair out of most people.
Look at Matt.
I mean, no comment. Who's watching this?
Who's watching this? But yeah, so that is cool. I'm not like Kirsten. Y'all are really, you and Kirsten are really close. Clearly, through the everything that y'all kind of been through. So that's pretty awesome. I'm sure Terry continues to do what he wants. Yeah, damn right.
Multiple write-ups. Multiple.
Seriously, the guy in the office who's like HR and stuff, he puts things up, and I look down and say, I'm not following any of this.
Not
So
one.
don't expect it.
Not
expect
one rule shall be followed.
Not one rule shall be followed. But yeah, you know me. I get kind of fired up when I feel like I'm getting held down. You gotta let this peacock fly.
Oh man.
But yeah, so it's cool. Shout out Kirsten once again. I'm happy for you. I sucks I couldn't be there. But may you and Rion have a long and prosperous marriage. So shout out to those guys. So that's pretty cool. What did I do this weekend? Not too much. I'm trying. Dude, I don't know. I've just been in freaking crazy week, and then it kind of trickles into weekend and real estate, both,
Dude,
stuff.
life,
So
baby.
Life. It's free real estate.
Real estate. It's free.
Come get your real estate. Go get your house. It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
We don't provide the rugs. That's right. If Remy didn't hurt himself.
I stayed off the dance floor as much as possible.
Yeah, honestly, the transfer portal, we'll talk a little bit about it here in a second. Actually, let's just start with it, Remy. Let's start with the transfer portal.
Welcome to the new age of college football. This is just what it's going to be from now on.
Not honestly, it's taken. I slowly just become more and more anti.
It's wild. I mean, there's players like I mean, we got hit with the bombshell. Jaheim Bell going. If anything, I thought Bell might declare for the draft, but entering the transfer portal kind of caught me for a little off guard, especially with some of the rumblings about what the offensive coordinator position is going to be. But there's big names out there.
There's some big names. I will say Bell in particular. You got to do what you got to do, man. But I understand if you're not getting used right, but we kind of threw that script out the window halfway through the year, and we literally started giving you the ball every game, like force feeding you the football. Yeah. So, you got to do what you got to do, but how do you not develop any connection for an organization or your team to where you're just like, I'm just going to go be a cop. I think they said that he might go to Georgia. I understand.
You want to go get buried at the tight end position? Go to Georgia. Go to Georgia where they got the best tight end in the country and the number one tight end recruit in the country from this past year. You will get absolutely buried there. I
don't get it. I understand if A, you're not playing, B, you're not getting the workload, blah, blah, blah. We literally featured this guy in our offense the last half of the season.
Yeah.
Things changed, and we have a new offensive system. You do what you want to do, but how do you play at a school for 3 years? You see the best we've looked in a decade and go, that's not for me. That's what I just don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love it. I mean, I think it comes from a standpoint of we did try to force him the ball, but we still didn't know how to utilize his skill set properly, which at the end of the day, I think was hurting his draft stock. And so we
got rid of that guy.
Yeah, I know. And that's where I'm confused is you weren't going to hang around and see maybe we bring in somebody that does want to feature you, especially with Stogner also hitting the transfer portal. It's I mean.
They say he's going back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, I heard that rumor as well.
Yeah.
So that one kind of stung a little bit. I was like, damn, if he were to stay, and I mean, it's not written in stone. They can always come back. But if he were to stay and Rattler were to come back and we were to get that offensive coordinator hire right, I mean, you're looking at an 8-4 team. We've talked about all year that easily, with a couple more good games, could have been a 10-2 football team with a lot of talent coming back next year. I would have loved to have seen him be a part of that. And like I said, maybe he does, but we'll see. A lot of that,
End of the day, man, I appreciate him. He can go do whatever he's got to do. I just, I can no longer be, how, like, as a South Carolina fan, we ride for our old ex-players.
Me and you, that was the biggest thing we talked about 2 years ago when all those players quit the team after Muschamp was out. And we had multiple players just quit. Just didn't want to be on the team anymore. And when we talked about the Beamer hire, I said, all that I care about is a guy who wants to be in Columbia. I feel the same way about the players. I mean, if you don't want to be here, then I don't want you to force yourself into this.
Yeah.
Like, I want guys that want to be in Columbia. You can be a 2-star as long as you want to be in Columbia. It was part of what kind of it's part of what kind of rubbed me the wrong way with Jordan Burch and his recruiting and everything that went on with his whole, like, oh, I'm going to commit and then not commit, and then I'm going to wait and I'm going to push it back and I'm going to do. And it's like, either you want to be here or you don't. And I get the money aspect of it. I understand all that. We're going to pay you money. Now that we got these NIL deals, you're going to get the money. But, like, don't do that. If you want to be here, be here. If not, there's the door. And I'm fine with Bell leaving at the end of the day. It's his right. It's his decision. It just stings from a standpoint of, like, if he had come back, I feel like the offense next year with the right offensive coordinator could have been scary.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't care. Jaheim Bell was a great football player. Look at his stats. Didn't really move the needle that much in the pass game. Good luck to the kid. Clearly, he has other things at play right now with his family, making him do this and stuff like that. And like I said, dude, good luck to you, man. He tore his knee in high school. We were one of the few schools that kind of stuck with him. If you think that there's better opportunities for you, that's fine. But I'm saying is, I'm never going to be, as Jaheim Bell goes to the pros, who's going to be a Jaheim Bell fan, honestly? Like, is him going to somebody's school for 1 year? Is those fan base going to ride with Jaheim Bell like we ride with Alshon Jeffrey, like we ride with Stephon Gilmore, like we ride with Deebo Samuel? You know what I'm saying? Like, Carolina fan base doesn't have much. So if you make it out of Carolina and you go pro, you have a giant following. You have a giant fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never going to be able to come back to South Carolina and cash in on any of that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Had some other big names. DJ Ugalele entering the transfer portal.
We all knew that was coming.
After getting benched in the ACC championship
game. Kid's terrible. I don't know where he's going to go play fullback somewhere.
So, I mean, former number one quarterback recruit in the country, now out there for someone to come get. I mean, if you've watched him play, I mean, he'll be a great fit for like a Liberty or someone like that. But I can't imagine Power 5 teams are foaming at the mouth, just trying to give everything they got to go get DJ. I didn't see it. I didn't quite see it. Who was the other big names? Oh my God, dude. So here's one of the big ones that got me, and this kind of blows my mind a little bit. JT Daniels,
West Coast style team. That man needs to learn how to throw a football before he plays the quarterback position.
JT Daniels.
He's a permanent transfer. He's a permanent transfer.
This will be his 4th team. He will have played for 4 different colleges. Mm-hmm. That is insanity. That's insanity. That we've got a guy that's about, you're only supposed to have 4 years of eligibility. He's going to have played for 4 different teams. That is wild. Wild that that's about to happen. I mean, clearly you're not that good. At the end of the day, you try 4 different programs and you can't get the job done. I mean, this transfer better be the incarnate word or something like that, bro. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Hold on a second.
4 teams.
Wait a second. wait a second. I just read a stat that said Nick Umanyori, by the way, freshman All-American. He's a second-team freshman All-American. How in the world is he not first-team All-American, freshman All-American? They put a kid from New Mexico over him. That kid better be a freaking star.
That kid better
because this kid changed the way we play defense as a true freshman. He is special. Hold on a second.
Who else? Who else are some of the big names that popped up in the transfer portal? I know there was a bunch. I think it was like several hundred people.
I think 1,100 altogether. It's a lot.
Trying to see some of the big ones. Here we go. The starting quarterback from NC State, Devin Leary, going to be transferring. Yep. He's a big one. 2021, he threw for 3,400 yards and 35 touchdowns, setting the single-season NC State touchdown record, beating Phillip Rivers' passing touchdown record at NC State. Wow. The 5-star or 4 or 5-star linebacker from Indiana, freshman, number 43 overall prospect, transferring from Indiana, 6'5", 230-pound freshman linebacker, leaving Indiana. Let's see. Oh, Oklahoma State's quarterback, Spencer Sanders.
How does he have any
transferring? Dude, everyone's just got unlimited eligibility after COVID. I don't get it, but they just do. I think I saw Kavasier Smoke is transferring.
Running back.
Yep. I mean, and he's like 24 years old at this point. Cade McNamara is leaving Michigan, going to Iowa to play quarterback. A lot of quarterback movement. Stogner, of course, we talked about. So there's some names out there. Some names out there in the trans. It's wild. It's college free agents.
A couple backups from South Carolina's also left. Some linemen, some safety. I mean, if not playing on this team, then good luck. Rumor has it NC is going to enter transfer portal. 20-something minutes ago, he came out and tweeted, "I'm not leaving. How could I ever leave this place?" And UNC. So he's not going anywhere. Why?
Yeah, I had heard a lot of talk about that.
Yeah, apparently he was thinking about going to like Wisconsin, Alabama. He's staying pat. He came out and tweeted just a couple minutes ago that he is staying with North Carolina. So yeah, I mean, honestly, this is what it's going to come down to. They could basically pick the best players from smaller schools.
Well, yeah, and I think last year was one of the more egregious ones when the wide receiver left Pitt and went to Southern Cal. What's his name? Jordan Addison. I mean, he won the Biletnikoff Award and then transferred schools, which is wild. I mean, I get it
because he got paid.
He lost. Well, he lost Kenny Pickett. So he was coming into a year where he wasn't sure what the quarterback situation was.
We'll touch on this in a minute, AJ.
Southern Cal brought in, Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams and all that. So, hey, what better way to help your draft stock than following a coach that likes to sling it around with a quarterback that likes to sling
education. I mean, the kids are there to make it in the NFL, right? Every kid plays football to make it in the NFL.
Yeah, these kids, that's what they're there for. I mean, the issue, though, is a lot of them won't. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of them won't.
All right.
So,
hence why I'm saying there's been a lot of great Gamecocks that hasn't made it there, but still thrive off of their success in college.
Yeah, I mean, they always have a place to come back to, and you'll always be a local legend.
Right.
Of course, so I'll touch on the Deion thing a little bit. Smaller coaching news. Jeff Brom leaving Purdue, taking the Louisville job. So that's a smaller one. But, of course, the big one, as AJ mentioned, Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State and taking the Colorado head coaching job. What are your thoughts on prime time in Colorado?
I mean, honestly, people are mad because he left the SWAC or whatever. The man was making $300,000. Now he's going to make $5 million. All
right. So people that are mad that he's leaving are insane.
Yeah.
you're insane. It's Jackson State. And I know he went there and he made all these promises. He went undefeated 2 years in a row.
Right.
I mean, he's accomplished
what do you
all
want
that
to
you
do?
could hope to accomplish at Jackson State.
Now, to him going to Colorado, I thought it would be a bigger school.
I thought it would be a bigger school,
but
for sure thought it would
for
be
Colorado's sake, why not, man?
No, it makes
why not get some juice for the program? You know, you're not great as it is. They already struggle. In their conference, they struggle recruiting. They've been bad for a while now. Why not bring some different juice out there and try it out? It's a win-win, right?
Now,
for Deion, I don't like the side of Deion going to here. I mean, he has a lot to lose in this.
It's
situation.
A lot of work to fix that football program.
Right.
Now, he does get the luxury of this wonderful college landscape that we live in now, where all of his good players from Jackson State will just up and follow him. Which is, I mean, he's already said his son's the starting quarterback. I mean, like, that they got the number one recruit last year. He's going to up and follow him. So, I mean, it's not like he's starting with an empty slate here. He's going to get some of his players from Jackson State, but it's an uphill battle. What I didn't love was the introductory conference he had in front.
Where he's like, you better hit the portal if you ain't
hit the portal.
This kid's like, what the fuck, dude?
He said, I'm bringing my own luggage. If you want to hit the portal, go ahead and hit the portal. And I'm like, that's kind of a shitty way to introduce yourself. It's like, you're now the head coach. Some of these players, Colorado might have been the only option. Like, that wasn't a good football program.
Right.
And so that was where they chose to come. And now you got a coach going, I mean, if you don't think you can handle it, get out of here. I'm like,
honestly,
I didn't love that. But, I mean, it's a great hire.
That's Deion, though. I mean, he's going to be a cocky asshole, and that's just who he is.
That's what gets him there.
So, yeah, I mean, end of the day, cool. I know Jaheim Bell was linked to them, which if this is my problem going back to Jaheim Bell, and I do sound a little salty Gamecock fan, it's because you're wanting to transfer schools, transfer conferences, and try to go pro next year. There's a lot of unknown.
Yeah.
If he went to someplace like Colorado.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, like I said, when it comes to him, it's just got to be A, it's money. B, it's finding a team that can get him involved more as a receiver.
We literally hand him the ball.
No, but that's not going to get him in the NFL because he's a tight end.
Yeah, but also
he's
not a route runner, Remy. Like, he's an athlete, right?
Right. He averaged 16.5 yards per reception last season. So, like,
yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, for sure. I definitely think that, but he's an athlete. He's a yak kind of tight end. So you have to figure that out, right?
But that's what I'm saying is this past year we couldn't figure that out. And that's where I get why he's upset.
And then we
couldn't figure out. We didn't though.
We literally put him in the backfield. We threw him swing routes.
Yes. But that's not taking advantage of his skill set. That's like telling Travis Kelce, we're going to throw you a bunch of screens over and over again. When his biggest asset that he will bring to a team is attacking them downfield. We saw it at the end of last season. We saw it in the bowl game.
Whenever he would
mismatch down the field.
Run a slant, break the tackle, house it. That's where this is.
I think his advantage is seam routes against linebackers that can't keep up with him. But we couldn't figure that out. And I get it. I mean, at the end of the day, we had one of the worst offensive coordinators I've ever seen. So I'm not shocked that we couldn't figure out a way to get him involved. We had a game where he played 9 snaps. So, like, that's insanity. And that's why you saw this shit where he was in the backfield every play and we're handing him the ball because it's like clearly that had an impact on Satterfield where people were like, one of your best playmakers played 9 snaps and you're confused as to why your offense didn't do well. And so now he's like, well, shit, I got to find a way to get him the ball. The only way I know how to do that is to literally hand it to him because we had an offensive coordinator didn't know what the hell he was doing. Now, like I said, I fully agree that I think he should have waited till we seen who the new offensive coordinator is before jumping into the transfer portal because you can jump in at any time. You don't have to jump in right now. And like I said, he may come back. We may nail this offensive coordinator hire. The offensive coordinator jumps on the phone and gets him to come back. But I understand how this year South Carolina did not help his draft stock 100%. We didn't know how to get him involved. And so we just said, fuck it, hand him the ball. and that's not going to help him. No one in the NFL is going to be like, well, damn, he's a good running back. We got to figure out a way to get him the ball down the field. So once again, I don't want to harp only on Jaheim Bell. It stinks as a South Carolina fan, but a lot of other teams lost some players. A lot of other teams lost some players to the NFL too. Dude, talk about Ohio State. Thank God for them that Marvin Harrison Jr. Absolutely exploded this year. Jackson Smith-Njigba, after the wild year that he had last year, that final bowl game where he had 300-something receiving yards, comes out this year and has 43 receiving yards, I think is what he finished with on the season.
Pro.
Hamstring injury, and I can't help but feel like that's one of those hamstrings that just was like, I'm about to be a first-round draft pick. I ain't about to do this.
He did almost tear his knee in week 1.
So. Yeah, but I mean, like, how you missed the entire season with a hamstring injury. The whole year. He caught 5 passes all year. He came back.
That's because he almost tore his knee week 1.
And said he was done.
You see what I'm saying? He literally almost tore his knee week 1, so he's probably like, whoa.
Yeah, but I mean,
any
player has to live with that risk. You think Marvin Harrison, after he was balling halfway through the year, probably been like, man, I probably should just like sit this out, dude.
Remy, there's a wide receiver that plays for the Bengals that sat out an entire year of football.
Yeah.
And he's damn good.
Yeah, but is Jackson Smith-Njigba Jamar Chase?
I don't know, but
I don't think he is.
But I mean, who are we to say, Remy? Who are we to say?
I mean, I watched him play. I think he's a good player. I knew Jamar Chase was a superstar because he scored 20-something touchdowns in one season with a team that was loaded at every other position too.
Yeah, and he sat out an entire year of football.
Yeah,
and still came back and played. So, hey, these kids have got to do what they got to do. Whatever works for them. Ohio State's fine at the wide receiver position, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, honestly, Marvin Harrison Jr. is unbelievable. Hell, probably even better than Smith.
Honestly, yes. But who were some of the other big names that decided to go pro? There was a couple other ones out there I saw that have already announced they are going pro and not playing in their bowl games. The tight end for Notre Dame announced today he is going pro.
He's good.
He's the only one I think they have projected in the first round.
He's good, dude. He's sick.
So he will be going into the draft. The quarterback from Florida, Richardson, I think has already announced he's going into the draft. That one's kind of interesting to me.
Big arm. Athlete.
Yeah. A lot of accuracy issues. Major accuracy problems. I don't know.
Built for it.
The kid from Florida doesn't scream NFL quarterback to me. I've watched him throw.
He screams Jamar Russell.
I mean, we'll see, man. But I didn't love him jumping ship so quick on that one. Now, at the end of the day, a lot of teams losing a lot of players, either going pro or going to other schools. But we do still have some other games left to be played this year. How about the top 4, your final 4 in the college football playoffs? What do you think? Did they get it right? Would you have liked to have seen someone else get in? What are your thoughts?
I think they got it right, probably. Who do you think's it's hard to talk to a TCU fan about who you think's a better football team and who deserves it. TCU probably deserves it. Alabama's probably a better football team. So that's neither here nor there. I think TCU, like I said, deserves to be in. They play the conference championship. They end up losing it by a fucking inch. So they're there. They got that right. Ohio State, they got their way back in because Southern Cal decided to lose and all that kind of stuff. I mean, honestly, I'm glad TCU got in. Seriously. Not only because for you and your fandom, but for the fact that we almost had Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, and Alabama in the Final Four. Is that the most boring-ass Final Four you've ever heard in your life?
I mean, we talked about it, how it was killing college football. Honestly, it was. And so...
And 3 of the 4 got in.
Yeah, I mean...
And if we didn't beat Clemson, they would have probably got in.
Yeah.
And if we didn't beat Tennessee, they would have got in. Honestly, Tennessee would have been a cool story. But not with a backup quarterback.
Not with a backup quarterback. I knew they were never going to let Tennessee in without Hendon Hooker. So I knew that was off the board. I do think they got it right for this season. I think this is the Final Four, even though it pains me to say that Ohio State gets in even without winning their conference. But I do think that this is the four that deserved it. At the end of the day, wins and losses matter, and I don't understand why we're splitting hairs over like a TCU losing in their conference championship, potentially not getting into a team that lost 2 games in the regular season. That stuff was kind of wild to me. Honestly, where it's kind of weird to me is that, and I understand the quarterback situation at Tennessee, but the fact that Tennessee still finished behind Alabama with the same record and winning the head-to-head, that's kind of weird to me. I think head-to-heads should matter. If I beat you and we finish with the same record, I should be considered the better team. But at the end of the day, neither of them made the college football playoff, so it doesn't truly matter a whole lot there. But I am very happy with the Final Four. I did find it interesting that they kept TCU at 3 to avoid the Ohio State Michigan rematch.
Yeah, I mean, and that's another issue I had. We're not being honest with the rankings, right? Who do you think's a better football team, Ohio State or TCU? Right, we did that just so we could get the rankings a little better and the view for the views
and the possibility. The very we all know Georgia's going to be favored over Ohio State, but the NCAA would be licking their chops at a Michigan-Ohio State national championship.
Not really, though. Honestly, not really. They'd probably be one of the lowest rated national championships in a really long time.
That's a big time rivalry having those
for those two teams. But there's most of the country hates those two teams.
Oh, I agree.
Most of the country doesn't like. I honestly I wouldn't watch it. And I love college football. So
you wouldn't watch the national championship game?
No, probably not.
Man, that's a hot take right there.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, it's just boring, bro. Like,
I mean, I don't think we got too much to worry about there. I do think Ohio State will lose to Georgia in the first game.
But I'm not crazy hyped up about any of these teams. TCU's cool, but TCU's gonna get fucking thumped.
Like, you watch your mouth, son.
I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. It's like
they win.
It's like that 4 team that always sneaks in, like an Oklahoma loses by 30. Like who was another team that kind of snuck in? Notre Dame a while back got fucking
Cincinnati.
It's just like, okay, you're in.
TCU's about to win the damn national championship. You show some hot damn respect, son.
Okay.
Hypno-toad all the way.
Clearly, I'm pulling for them. They're clearly my team I'm gonna pull for, but I mean,
Hypno-toad. It's coming, dude. Watch out.
We'll see.
I'm just saying, bro.
You want to talk some NFL?
Before we talk NFL, big past couple of days for America's pastime, Major League Baseball.
Oh, you want to talk baseball first? Okay.
Dude, how about some of these moves? Dude, you're a baseball guy. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
The reason why I don't have juice right now is because the Braves have done nothing. So, word on the streets is we're trying to pull some big trades, though.
But Jacob deGrom's no longer in.
Honestly, Jacob deGrom's gone. He's now a Ranger. He never wants to win another baseball game again, which he kind of was already in that situation already. The Red Sox. Wait a second. They just signed
the guy out of Japan.
That's a lot of money.
The guy out of Japan. Boston loves signing those guys out of Japan. That's
Jansen got paid again?
Again?
After him being very shaky? Let me ask y'all a question. Should the conference champs
100%. If 12 teams get in, I do think the Power 5 conference champions should get an automatic bid.
Terry, don't get fucked up. Respect TCU. Hey, man. I hope so. The Sox signed Japan in negotiating with Bogarts, and they signed Kenley, which, I mean, we all knew, Braves fans, we knew that Kenley was going to go. Raisel Iglesias was a better pitcher, better stats. His stuff was just better. But we still stuck with Kenley last year, and he had his ups and downs. He's still a good baseball player, good closer. We'll see how that looks. I hope y'all re-sign Bogarts, though, Jonathan. I think that would be good.
Let's see. What's up? Wilson Contreras?
AJ Phillips. No, that we lost the South Carolina Bowl. That's true. The Orange Bowl.
The Orange Bowl. Wilson Contreras to the Cardinals to replace Yadier Molina.
So that's official. Yeah, 87 mil. I missed that one today.
Yeah.
Huh. I knew it was close. They've been flirting with him for a while. Kind of, they've been wanting. I think they wanted to trade for him. They ended up holding out. The big deal, I guess, was Aaron Judge.
That would be the big one. Aaron Judge returning to the Yankees.
He flirted around a lot. He turned down. If this is me, why the fuck would you not want to live in San Diego and make $400 million? Instead, you want to play baseball in New York. But who am I to judge? He got paid either way. He bet on himself. Congratulations to Aaron Judge. He turned down a $200 and something million contract and went and got himself a 9-year 360. 360 spot. Here's the thing. Aaron Judge is already in his 30s.
He's 30 years old.
So
the end of that deal, he'll be 39. It's one of those ones where at the end of it, it could be pretty tough to swallow.
Even middle of it.
I mean, he does have one. He's got one thing going for him. The 6'7" ain't gonna shrink, and that baseball field ain't gonna get any bigger. So towards the middle end of that deal,
and he has a pretty for a big guy, his swing is very low impact. It's very smooth.
So that batting average could come down throughout the meat of that contract, but he's still going to hit 30, 40 home runs every year because he plays in a pack of bubble gum out there in New York. So
there's some splashes though, Taijuan Walker, the Phillies gave him 4 years, $72 million, way more than I thought he was going to get on the market. James Taillon got 4 years, $68 million, way more than I thought he was worth. The Mets kind of retaliated with the Jose Quintana 2 year, 26, way more than I thought he was worth. There's a lot of money getting tossed around. Of course, the Mets got
Justin
Verlander, who's old as shit, but he's really good still. So congratulations to them on that. Bellinger went to the Cubs.
1 year prove it deal.
1 year prove it deal. Fucking the damn Phillies went and got the Braves killer at shortstop, Trey Turner. He's back in our fucking division. I hate him. I hate him, but he's a great baseball player.
Yeah.
Josh Bell, 2 year deal with the Guardians. Who else? Mitch Haniger, Giants.
Jose Abreu to the Astros.
Jose Abreu.
How
old is Jose Abreu?
He's not young. He is pretty old. He got into the majors pretty far in life. But hey, that's another former MVP switching teams.
So here's the thing. If I had to put money on it, the Braves are going to do a few different things. And they're either going to make a splash signing at shortstop. And that would be who's the guy who played it?
Swanson.
That would be Correa for the
Carlos
Twins.
Correa.
I think Dansby Swanson walks for me at this point. I think he walks. I think he probably goes to the Cubs. The Cubs are kind of flirting with him. Also, I think the Braves are trying to trade for a short and shortstop from the Padres. There's been some rumblings that Fernando Tatis is available for trade. The Braves are interested. They're sending out feelers. They said we have the prospect capital for some major trades. Also we're interested in Reynolds from the Pirates, the great short switch hitting center fielder. The Dodgers aren't going to sign anybody, Jonathan. The Dodgers are going to run Lux Gavin at shortstop.
So it's funny you said that because I saw an article earlier that kind of confused me. And it said that the Padres offered Trey Turner a massive deal, more than I think the Phillies offered him. And he turned it down. And that got me thinking. I'm like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
They already have a third baseman. They already have a shortstop. Where does that put Trey Turner? And then, so that opens up the possibility of trading Fernando Tatis Jr.
There's been some rumblings behind the scene that they're trying to ship him. Braves came in hot. offering Austin Riley for Shohei Ohtani and some other options. That was going on behind the scenes, apparently. The Angels decided to hold on to Shohei because he's going to be a big bargaining chip till when they sell the franchise. We were close to we were acquiring about Shohei. I also think like I said, we're close. We're all up in Brian Reynolds' shit. Here's the thing. We acquired about a catcher. One of our best prospects is Wild Bill Contreras, catcher. I think he's going to end up getting traded. I'm connecting some dots here. I'm like conspiracy theory style because we haven't done anything yet. But
string.
It's going to happen. Some big shit's popping off for the Braves. AA, he just don't sit back and let all the other teams get better. He's going to improve this roster, and I'm fired up. Can't wait for it to happen.
I think if you're the Braves, I think you just got to be careful not to overdo it. I wouldn't be tossing around like there's no need to move Austin Riley. Austin Riley's one of the best third basemen in baseball.
Listen, I agree, Remy, but I'm sorry, and I've never said this before until this moment. But whatever AA wants to do, man, that motherfucker can do. I'm on board. I'm on board. He single-handedly won me a World Series.
We talked about it all year this year about how the Braves are set up not for the now. They are set up for the now and for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Braves need to be careful not to fuck that up because they are in a very unique situation and where they have a lot of very young, very good talent.
You trying to tell me that you wouldn't want Fernando Tatis on the Braves?
I would, but would I be throwing Austin Riley out there? No, because what has Fernando Tatis taught you in the last 2 years?
I don't think Austin Riley's in that Tatis deal.
No, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. You're talking about.
But you wouldn't get Shohei Ohtani?
I mean, I think Shohei Ohtani's the best player in baseball, but I think you're overthinking too much of like, oh, we have to replace this blue chip and we get a different blue chip in place.
I agree.
Is Shohei really like? That's not what puts you over the edge. You just won the World Series.
Well,
so it's like, I mean, I wouldn't.
I definitely think that there's got to be.
I think another year off of that surgery for Ronald Acuna, and you get
superstar
Ronald Acuna back.
Ronald Acuna is going to be back.
You shore up the shortstop position, and you get some pitching, some consistent pitching, a little bit more depth in that starting rotation, and you're still one of the favorites in the National League.
I think we're not getting a pitcher now. We were in on DeGrom. DeGrom wanted to come be a Brave. We only offered him 3 years. He went with 5 and he went with more money. Hey, He's an injured guy. You got to accept he wants more money. I think we roll what we got as a pitching staff. We got Soroka coming back. If we stay healthy pitching-wise, we're going to be fine. Max Fried's also going to get an extension this offseason. So he's going to get paid, especially if we don't go out and get another starter. So I think what ends up happening is Bryce Elder, he pitched so much for us last year. He's actually a really sick pitcher. Bryce Elder, his stuff kind of moves around a lot. He pitches with command. He throws a nasty changeup. But I think in general though, I think I want Tatis. I really do. I want to go get a splash at shortstop. What we might end up doing is putting Grisham there and playing Grisham, and we go get Brian Reynolds to play center field for us, or play left field, and then we'll, of course, keep Michael Harris, who's unbelievable center field, and Ronald Acuna will play right. So we have a switch hitter, a lefty, and a righty out in the outfield, and all three of those guys field the position really well. So I think that's kind of what ends up happening with that. Eddie Rosario, he had a really bad year last year. He's going to be a rotation bench kind of guy. Adam Duvall's off the books and stuff like that. So I think we go get an outfielder. We're trying like hell to move Azuna's contract, but ain't nobody want him. And I think we might just eat it.
I mean,
so
fair. Not the best year for old Marcell Ozuna last season.
Yeah, I mean he can bounce back, but we'll see with the DH and the no shift and all that kind of stuff. What up, Caleb? Shout out, Caleb. By the way, behind the scenes, I know y'all don't care, but the boys are fired up. bro.
Bro,
That
I
group
hate
chat.
y'all.
That
I hate
group
y'all
chat.
so much.
So we
Do
have
none of you people work.
That's
Do
what Matt
none
said.
of you people work
No,
at your jobs.
Matt. That's what Matt said. Matt's like, bro, how do they have so much time to text?
Bro, none of y'all work. Not one of y'all does a single lick of work all day. Bro, on my phone, I'm in front of people. I sit in front of other human beings, and my phone is going bzz, 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 and I'm like, I got to turn it off. I have to turn my phone off because there's 10 of y'all or however many are in that damn group.
It's 14.
Non-stop. Bam, bam, bam. I'm like, bro, holy shit, I'm going to get fired because my phone won't stop buzzing. Holy shit.
Shout out, dude. We have a massive group, by the way, coming. Shout out to the boys. We are planning my bachelor party. We're going to Las Vegas. We're going in April.
Dude, next year I'm gonna have to sell a kidney or something, bro.
I already booked my flight. It's an hour flight. It's 45 minutes actually.
I hate you so tremendously much. Yeah. Mine is not an hour, nor is it cheap.
How much is your ticket?
I went with American Airlines. I wasn't trusting Frontier. So mine's like $560.
Yeah. Mine was Frontier was $88. And I'm like, dude, I'm a big boy. I don't want to get in there and like struggle.
Ours was $175 from here, from Charlotte to there.
I went with American. Mine was like $250 or something like that.
Yeah, it's expensive, but and you know the great part is I get to do it twice next year, so I appreciate you.
Remy, I cried watching the first look vid of you and your sister.
Yeah, I cried as well. I'm man enough to admit that I was very emotional during that first look. Big sad. Big sad, big happy, big everything. I was so just excited to see her. And yeah, it was an awesome weekend. Very happy for Kirsten. By the way, Terry, I want to talk to you about this now that Caleb's in here. And I know we have his attention. I don't know if you know this about our supposed Uber fan, Caleb Williams, but when we normally have our podcasts on Tuesday nights, I don't know if you've ever noticed that Caleb shows up kind of late most of the time.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is?
Uh-uh.
He's out listening to another podcast.
Who?
Until it ends, and then he joins ours because he hates us. You think you have friends?
So
dude.
No longer Uber fan.
Longer Uber fan. We are second place Tuesday night podcast for Caleb Williams. Got to revoke that Uber fan status real quick.
How some of our brother would be pretty same. You think Michael's like an emotion? He's like, this is Michael. You know he'll cry though.
Yeah. So fun. Yeah. Caleb hit me with that the other week. I'm like,
seconds.
What? We're second place Tuesday night podcast for you? Jeez.
That's weird.
Right? Hell, it's Wednesday night. We have second place Wednesday night podcast, apparently.
Yeah. Hey,
tough,
whatever, Caleb.
Tough times in the streets.
Find out who your friends are.
Tough times. Hey, don't have it on the same night, Caleb says. So we got to move for them? Nah, we move for no one.
That's right.
We move for no one,
what
baby.
Up? What's going on, Mr. Tracy? How you doing?
So we're about 50 minutes into this. You want to talk some NFL?
Sure, a little bit.
A little bit of NFL?
Yeah, I mean, Tua had a really bad week.
Not his best game. I am a homer, but I will
he
say
was
he did
pressing
well.
He
was pressing. I will say I will take my quarterback's worst game of the season being a 295-yard, 2-touchdown. Should have only been a 1 interception outing. The first interception. The fact that people just gloss over, dude, the running back literally just dove at the linebacker.
I know. Very weird.
I was like, what the hell was that? The first interception, I put 0 of that on Tua. I don't know what Jeff Wilson was doing on that route. The second one, I will say, was a very bad throw. He did miss some throws that we were accustomed to seeing him making this year. And I do think a lot of it was he was not comfortable in the pocket. We were starting 3 backup offensive linemen against one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. Nick Bosa had his way. He did whatever he wanted. He had 3 sacks in the game. And Tua was pressing. Now, I will say some of those passes could have been catches. These receivers, they could have caught some of these balls. They were not the most accurate throws, but you get paid a lot of money to catch passes like that. And they didn't catch any of them. They missed every hard catch there was to be made. So I will say it was a little disappointing, the output from Tua. But at the end of the day, 6 minutes left in the game, we're down by 6 points driving, and we get a turnover on a 4th and 2. Weird Mike Gesicki catches the ball against his head and then gets it knocked out at the end there. If that stays a completed pass, there's a possibility we drive down, score a touchdown, win the football game. So at the end of the day, my big concern coming out of that game is not Tua. My big concern is our defense looked lost against the Mr. Irrelevant 7th-round draft pick quarterback. That's my big concern.
I mean, your defense has been we're going to get some food here in a minute. The defense has been reeling for a little while.
It's been suspect a lot this year, and the fact that we just let Brock Purdy, I mean, and most of his throws, I will say he made some good throws, but most of them were easy.
He was all right.
It was a lot of easy dump downs out of the back. I mean, Christian McCaffrey caught 8 passes. So,
y'all did this thing where y'all put 45 on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I will say we had one blitz that was working every single time we did it, and then we stopped doing it when we brought Holland, the safety, off the edge. He almost got him every single time, and then we just quit doing it because we couldn't cover for more than 2 seconds. That's my big concern, is if we can't confuse Brock Purdy out there, then, that's my main concern there. Tua, I think, will have a bounce back. Let's face the music. That 49ers defense, that's the best defense in the NFL. That defense has been shutting people down. Literally, they went, 4 straight games without giving up a point in the second half?
Honestly, not even that, dude. You ain't beaten many teams in the NFL with those 2 tackles, much less that team on the road, Bosa and gang. Dude, that's a great defense, like you were saying.
People want to gloss over the fact that our starting tackles were Greg Little and Brandon Shell. That's tough. Teron Armstead honestly means more to this team than anyone else, really. He means everything to that offense. But I'm not, like I said, the world's not burning down. We were down by 6 points with 6 minutes left in the game with the ball and a chance to win the game. I'm not concerned. That 49ers team is stacked. I am concerned about our secondary, letting Brock Purdy do whatever he wanted to. But I think we get the Chargers. It's going to be a little bit different this week. Their defense is not the 49ers defense. So I expect a big bounce back game from the Dolphins. At the end, they were 8-4. We're 1 game out of the 1 seed, bro.
And you were still in the game. Like, as bad as y'all played and as bad as Tua played, he still almost had 300 yards passing. Mm-hmm. I definitely think, though, he did miss some throws that he normally makes. They're tough 100%. Throws still, but 100%. He was just juiced up. You could tell. He was fired up. He was pressing a little bit.
It meant a lot. I think it meant a lot to Coach McDaniel, and I think, honestly, the way the 2 of them are together, I think it related, that translated over to Tua wanting to win it for Mike McDaniel. Also, 8 rush attempts in a close game. We ran the ball 8 times. Jeff Wilson had 1 carry. Mike
McDaniel said, I fucked up. You see it on the sideline?
Yeah. And we went 0 for 7 on 3rd downs. It was a 6-point game and halfway through the 4th quarter. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that.
No, y'all are still a great team for sure. Okay, now we're having some communication between chat.
This is
Allison. Is that Low Country Bowl still this weekend? Right. By the way, shout out Matt. His birthday is this weekend. His birthday's Saturday. We're gonna go out and have a good old time. So, we're gonna probably end it there. I mean, we're not going to talk too much NFL stuff. Baker Mayfield did get cut. He got picked up by the Rams. I think they just did that to screw over the 49ers.
Well, the 49ers didn't even put in a waiver claim for him. So what I'm hearing, there's 2 different trains of thought coming out of Los Angeles right now. One, and I think this is probably the more believable of the 2, is they can throw him out there to finish out the season because Matt Stafford's not coming back this year. And it just gives them someone competent because they just aren't
Right.
competent in that position. But what it does is if he does sign somewhere else next year, it gives them a compensatory pick, which is really what it all, I think, boils down to. But I did see, I was looking at some stuff on the internet today. Apparently, Matt Stafford needs neck surgery. And that, I think, I talked about it in week 1 that his arm did not look right. His arm, he was missing zip on his passes. He did not look to have the same arm that we're used to seeing out of Matt Stafford. So there's reports that he has to have neck surgery. And it's either have neck surgery or he's done. He's just not going to be able to continue without it. And of course, neck surgery is not something you take lightly or a guarantee that you fully come back from in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some talk that Baker may be an insurance policy in case Matt Stafford either does not play ever again or is not right after this. Because they can't pick a quarterback.
Yeah.
They don't have first-round picks for the next 37 years or whatever.
Right.
So they're not going to be able to draft a guy. So there's some rumblings that it might be an insurance policy in case Matt Stafford's done, in case he will not be the same or won't be able to play again.
Well, they play Thursday night. We'll see how fast they can get Baker Mayfield ready. Ravens, Rams.
No Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson hurt knee.
Lamar Jackson sprained his.
Von Miller out for the season. That came out today.
They were like hush hush about that shit. I'm like, bro, this dude's more hurt than they're letting on to believe.
For sure. So that's a big loss for your Buffalo Bills. But we'll see. I mean, this Thursday night game. I don't think Baker play. I mean, if Baker plays, it's got to be very limited. He's been on the team for 2 days. There's no way he's ready to start.
Jimmy Garoppolo has official broken foot. It looked like he broke it.
Out for the year. This report came out because he doesn't have to have surgery. But so there was this report that's like maybe he could be back in 7 to 8 weeks, would be in January. Right. And Kyle Shanahan came out today and was like, listen, it's a very off chance that he may be able to play a game at the end of January. So maybe if they make it to the NFC Championship game or Super Bowl, maybe.
So I won't be here tomorrow. We have a company function. We're doing Top Golf tomorrow night. So I will not be here.
Honestly, probably not a bad game to miss. If we're talking Rams with whoever plays at quarterback and Ravens who barely beat the Broncos.
Early birthday. We'll just miss this one. We'll sit this one out.
This one seems like a one that we can miss. Even though I don't know, did you see those numbers I sent you after the last one?
Well, it was crazy.
Oh, those
honestly, I think the more
numbers.
the games where we have more and more people on, it was just not more than me and you. We do pull numbers, so we're definitely going to keep doing it. We might do it for other things too, big events and stuff. So,
real quick, before we get out of here, who's winning the World Cup? Now that USA's out of it, and like we were going to win it anyway.
Either France or Brazil.
Either France or Brazil. I don't know because I have no clue who's good and who's not. I really want to see, is Argentina still in it?
Yes.
I want them to win more than anything.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I know. I did watch of course. What was it? The one game, Morocco, Spain, they missed all those penalty kicks.
Yeah, Spain.
That's mind blowing. 3 straight misses on penalty kicks. What?
Yeah, it doesn't happen much.
No, not
Browns
at all.
on a 2-game win streak. We definitely don't want to talk about
Browns are on a 2-game win streak. How did Deshaun Watson look this weekend, bud? He looked terrible.
He looked like a guy who played football in 2 years and a half.
Punt return touchdown and 2 defensive touchdown win.
31 points on my forehead for the Browns defense. Still won, man.
Hey, man, you trying to not start any of your players in Dynasty this week? That'd be dope.
I am 12-1. I mean,
that'd be sick. They deserve a break, dude. They deserve a break. You give them this week.
How mad would I be if I did that and you got in and you beat me in the playoffs?
You just sit this one out. You don't need it. I mean, you don't need it. You got the 1 seed locked up, but just sit them, give them a break. Allen's out here claiming he's not trying to win. He scored 196 points this past week. So,
well, he goes as the Eagles go
clearly.
in fantasy.
So yeah, just sit all your players, dude. Who needs it? What are you? 12-1? 11-1? What are you?
12-1, I think.
What's 12-2? I mean, it's not
Honestly, Remy, I'm going to be the Carolina Panthers from like 12 or 13, where we have the run. I don't lose but one game, and I'm going to lose in the playoffs, and I'm going to be devastated.
I got to go through the gauntlet. I got you and Michael Brown. I got to win both games to get in. So
happy early birthday, Allison. I hope y'all enjoy y'all's party. Yeah. So that'll be it for me and Remy and the Hard Pass crew. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tell everybody about us. Only way we're going to get bigger is if you blast it. Like, hey, we have these two guys. They're kind of crazy. They talk a lot of shit. They talk sports every now and then too. And they kind of interact with chat a lot.
And tell people about sick us. Dance moves.
And Remy looks like an idiot. So tell people about that too. But no, we appreciate everybody for coming and stuff. Remy, got anything to say before we get out
here? Dolphins, Chargers, Sunday night, prime time. Tua, Herbert. It's going down. I cannot.
It's actually going to be a great football game. All jokes aside. So, yeah. So let's hope the Panthers lose this weekend. We will holler at y'all next week.